I can never make a list of my favorite storm chases ever because, quite honestly, it depends on the day. But with that said, today we're going to do something. I'm going to try at least to talk about 5 of my favorite storm chases. We're not going to rank them. We're just going to label them. With that said, let's get started with the first one. Something that is becoming a rarity on the Great Plains is the multi-state high-risk event. But this one, well, it started off not great, but then, well, it was an all-time classic. After spending much of the day chasing ghosts, we finally got our storm on the Oklahoma-Kansas border near the town of Cherokee.
Yeah, I see debris shooting across it.
Yep, there it is.
This storm was ramping up and it was producing tornado after tornado. And eventually, it produced twins. Now, speaking of high risk, this event was one that I think was the most maxed out environment I've ever chased. You can't get much more favorable than this day was on the plains. I contend Oklahoma City got incredibly lucky on this day because this is the day I almost saw 3 EF5s in one day. Yeah, it was a pretty big event. Let's take a look at it. We're gonna cut right to the chase as we're rolling up on this massive tornado near Chickasha, Oklahoma. We actually recently posted a video on this day. You can check it out at the card above. Now, whenever people trash talk the Dryline, and you know who you are, if that is you, you know who you are, I always point them to this day because this day was, well, the tornado wasn't amazing, I will admit, but the structure. Man, I'll tell you what, this was incredible structure. Some of my favorite time lapses I've ever captured. Well, and it all happened in the eastern Texas Panhandle in extreme western Oklahoma. Just as a pro tip, if I'm ever driving up on a storm and it looks like this, I'm already happy. I don't need a tornado. This was an amazing storm. I mean, there's not much else to say. This is incredible. So this day will make every list that people make about my top storm chases. It's actually a huge event. This is my case study for why boundaries are important in storm chasing, because on this day, there was a boundary in southern Oklahoma, there was a dry line in southern Oklahoma, and there was enough of everything that you could see a tornado possibly happening. Well, not only did a tornado possibly happen, a violent tornado happened, and probably, honestly, had it hit something, another violent tornado happened. That's right, we're going back to 2016, we're going back to Katy. Let's take a look. This storm rapidly produced a large tornado, multi-vortex at first, but it consolidated into a large cone pillar type of thing, and it was just absolutely violent. Listen, I know that there's a lot of cool storms here. If you like that, you should subscribe because we got a lot more of this coming up. Back to the storm action. Now, this day holds a special place in my heart because I have always failed in Colorado. It's the state I can't seem to make it work. But one magical day in Colorado is what I got in 2021. And this storm that I saw with Gene, Brandon Sloter, and Jared, well, it was awesome in every way because there were tornado after tornado, all in open fields. It holds a special place in my heart. Let's take a look.
When you've chased long enough, you roll up on some storms and you know it's going to produce a tornado. That was this storm. And yes, it did indeed produce a tornado. There it is.
Good solid coming.
So there you have it. Those are 5 of my favorite chase days. I have a lot of these lists, and I probably need to think through future lists so I can make more of these videos because I love showing some of my favorite storms of all time because these are amazing storm chases. I hope you liked this video because we're doing a lot of this. We're showing storms, teaching about photography, storm forecasting. We've got a satellite course ongoing right now. There is so much happening on this channel. And I hope you subscribe so you can be a part of it. And hey, remember, weather is for everybody, and I truly mean that. It is for everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you subscribe because I hope to see you next time.